So then guys, we've just had big news in just recently telling us that the new M5 MacBook Pros could be launching any moment now, any day now, in October time. Well, I say all of the MacBook Pros, but I'm just going to say probably most likely just one of the models from the leak that I want to share with you today. And let's dive straight in then with this leak. So, Mark Gurman has reported here that he's been noticing the trends of MacBook Pros, and especially the ones that when you configure them to say have a bit more extra storage, a bit more RAM, a few more cores inside them, GPU or CPU, and he has noticed that the actual time to actually get those MacBook Pros, they've been delayed out to about 3 weeks now. Instead of their usual kind of 5 to 7 days to kind of manufacture them or customize them to the way you like them. I'm not talking about the kind of MacBook Pros that you just walk into an Apple store and there it is, you've got the 512 gigabyte M4 MacBook Pro with 16 gigabytes of RAM, the baseline one, not that, the ones where you configure them to have, say, I don't know, 32 gigabytes of RAM inside of them, or high amount of storage. You tweak it the way that you want it. Those dates have been pushed right out. And in the past, we have seen this happen with other devices just before a new launch is imminent. Because really what they're trying to do, Apple, is they don't really want to customize these sort of MacBooks because they know that a new one is around the corner with a new chip in it. But what's most interesting, what Mark has learned here, and also you can test this out yourself, is that it's the likes of the baseline M4 chip MacBook Pro what is affected here. It's not the likes of the M4 Pro or the M4 Max. So if you do actually alter, say, an M4 Pro or an M4 Max, well, the dates on that are still the usual kind of about a week or so to actually get them. So we do have a potential here that we could just be getting the update for the M5 MacBook Pro coming out very soon, but the M5 Pro and the M5 Max may get delayed out a little bit longer. Do remember that we had this other leak in here from Mark Gurman, who also said that potentially that the MacBook Pros were going to come out even, say, the early part of 2026. What could be happening in this scenario is that we could be getting the M5 MacBook Pro coming in October, but then we could get the M5 Pro and the M5 Max. Well, that could actually be happening in, say, January or February time. Don't forget, we've had this before in the past. Remember when we had first the original M1 MacBook Pro, obviously that was a different design there. That came out a whole year before the likes of the M1 Pro and the M1 Max model. And the same with the M2 model, we had exactly the same with the M2 MacBook Pro, and it wasn't for about another 6 months later that we got the M2 Pro and also the M2 Max. So maybe Apple are doing something very similar here, sort of splitting it out. We've also heard that there's very similar kind of information happening with the iPad Pro, that it looks like the iPad Pro is also dwindling down with the M4 being customized and the dates being slipping there, and that the new iPad Pro with the M5 chip is also looking like it's going to come out any day from now. But that is a story for another day in another video. So the next question is what about the release date and price of the MacBook Pro? So when is it likely this new MacBooks are going to be announced, and when can we get our hands on them? Well, do remember, it's only been a month since we had the announcement of the iPhones, and I think that Apple want to at least give a full month there since their last announcement, and maybe a month and a week at the very least, because obviously, even the iPhones have not even been out for a month yet. They've only been out just over 2 weeks. So yeah, I think Apple obviously want to probably get this a little bit more, a bit more time there as well. But obviously we do have the holiday season coming up too. So personally, I think the earliest Apple could announce these new MacBooks could be around about the 14th of October time, or the 15th of October. So that is around about a week from now, the Tuesday and the Wednesday. That is when we could have the announcement for them, and then the availability of them could be later on that week. So we could be even seeing them available on the 17th of October, or potentially could be about a week later after the actual announcement. So this could be then around about, say, the 21st, 22nd of October, or the latest latest they could actually come out is like around about 10 days after the announcement. So we're talking about the 24th of October is when you'd be able to get your hands on these new MacBook Pros, or just the single MacBook Pro. Now for price wise, most likely based on what happened with the recent iPhones and AirPods and Apple Watches, there were no price increases or anything like that. So I think that most likely the MacBook Pros are going to be very similar here, that the pricing is probably going to stay exactly the same. So what you're seeing right now for the M4, the M4 Pro and the M4 Max pricing reflect that into the M5 family, as it were. The pricing will probably stay exactly the same. But like I will say here though, back to the actual release time and release day, it is a 50-50 here on what we're going to get here. I do personally think we will at least see the M5 MacBook Pro, but the M5 Pro and the M5 Max, I'm 50-50 on that. It could be delayed out to the early part of 2026. So then guys, just quickly, I want to tell you about the new channel giveaway we are doing, and it is for this right here. It's for a iPhone 17 Pro Max in Cosmic Orange. It's also got 256 gigabytes of storage, and it's also got a physical SIM card as well, because I know some countries out there, you know, don't take eSIMs just yet. By the way, that does mean it is an international giveaway that I am doing, so anyone can enter in. Now the actual giveaway, what we're going to do here, is going to be happening in the middle of January 2026, and you can enter in right now. There's only two things you have to do. The first thing is what you can do right now is just put down into the comments below of what technology gear you're hoping to get before the end of 2025 or even into early 2026. Put it down into the comments below right now. Now the other thing what you need to do is make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell, because near mid-January time I'll be making a video giving you even more details about the giveaway for this iPhone, and you won't want to miss out on that video. So like I said, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell, because more information about this will be coming out around that time. Now the other thing I just want to quickly say to you guys, that sadly there are still lots of scammers and spammers out there. People still impersonating me, sending to WhatsApp, Telegram, Instagram direct message. Please do ignore these people. Better see right here, please do report them. So next of all then, what about the actual specs of the M5, the M5 Pro and the M5 Max? What are we likely going to get there in upgrades? Well, personally, I'm going to say this straight away. I do not think that the RAM configurations are going to change whatsoever. So what I'm talking about, the likes of say 16 gigabytes of RAM, that's not going to go up for the standard M5 as the baseline. And the same with say the M5 Pro, it's 24 gig. That's going to stay exactly the same, and the M5 Max standard amount of RAM, that's going to stay exactly the same as the M4 Max. There's going to be no changes there. But for cores-wise, we could see a bit of a difference. Let's start out then with the M5 Normal. Now the M5 Normal most likely is probably still going to have a 10-core CPU. So this will be made up of 6 efficiency cores and 4 performance cores inside of it. But where there could be a difference this time is could be the GPU cores could go up by 2 more extra cores. It could now be a 12-core GPU. And this would be the first time Apple have upped the amount of cores in the GPU ever since the M2. So this would be really exciting to see here. And then the likes of the M5 Pro, well, things could be increased here too. We could actually see 2 more extra cores in the CPU. I still expect we'd probably get 4, say, efficiency cores, but we could actually get 12 performance cores this time around, 2 more extra cores. And this would mean that we could get up to a 16-core CPU this time. It would be amazing to see. And then for the GPU for the M5 Pro, well, that could also go up by 2 more extra cores. Again, Apple like to do this with their GPU. So yeah, we could actually get up to 22 cores instead of 20 cores for the GPU this time round. This would be absolutely awesome to see. But then for the M5 Max, well, things could also change here. Again, I expect 2 more performance cores. So this would mean 14 performance cores and 4 efficiency cores. So a total of 18 core CPU, what would be absolutely amazing to actually have inside of it. And the same for GPU, this could go up by 2 more cores again here. So instead of having 40 GPU cores, we could have 40 2 GPU cores, what would be great to see inside of the M5 Max. But in conclusion here, guys, it does look like I said, at the very least, the M5 MacBook Pro is on its way. And like I said, I'm 50-50 on the M5 Pro and also the M5 Max coming too. We're just going to have to wait and see then what's going to happen. But it does look like the M5 is definitely due to come out this month in some products, at least say the iPad Pro and maybe the MacBook Pro too. But on that note as well, guys, are you excited for the next generations of the MacBook Pros, or are you going to wait, say, one more year to maybe that new OLED model what's going to come out? Well, let me know in the comments below. And with that as well, guys, it's time to wrap up the video too. So if you have enjoyed watching it, please do press the like button. As always, if you want to hear the latest Apple news, reviews and comparisons, make sure you subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell. Until next time, guys, I'll see you really soon. Take care. Bye bye.